So this past week, it seemed like Zelina kind of had to clear up a little bit of a rumor pertaining to a Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Monet, and Zelina Vega beef moment. Um, I think you would better explain it than I would. Can you explain it real quick, Mo? Because I think you would do a
Yeah,
better job.
sure. Basically, you Sasha fans are crazy. The crew, it has been crazy. Okay. And it's been going on for longer than a year or two, but it's been more brought to the surface. And what really like produced this argument to happen again was an interview where Zelina basically had stated that back around a time where I think Sasha had to make a save for Bianca from Carmella and Zelina, she came at Zelina with a Meteora and that hit her in her orbital bone. And that shit fucking hurt. And then Zelina decided, all right, like, I'm mad, but I got something for your ass because the Royal Rumble, that 2022 Royal Rumble that pissed everybody off last year, where Zelina had to eliminate Sasha very early on. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but she decided that she's going to kick the dog shit out of her. And she just said it as is, as this is coming out of her brain in real time. That she did kick the shit out of her because she wanted to give her receipt back. Because she knew she was already booked to eliminate Sasha. So it's like, all right, you got me that time. I'm going to get you back this time. Now, there wasn't more context wrapped around it. She just said exactly what happened as is. And fans took that and ran with it. You Psychotic Crew fans took that and just ran a few yards with it and just took it as, I knew she was jealous. I knew that she wanted to be her. I knew that she hated her. And then y'all started making some weirdo ass connections between her and the match they had in Puerto Rico, where Zelina came out representing, she represented Puerto Rico. She had a blue wig on. And y'all took that as, she's trying to be Sasha. She did a Meteora. She hit it with a shimmy. She had some blue in her hair. Like, y'all just like to y'all are worse than detectives or the FBI. Zelina basically had to take it upon herself based off of all this stuff and just make a tweet and just let everyone know flat out that, hey, like, me and Sasha actually joke around and laugh about all these memories. Like, we never really had beef, and if we did, it was in the moment, and it was something that we got over. But she understands also, as she had an exchange with a fan, that did try to further defend Zelina by saying that, I didn't see it as much of a beef. And she's just like, the thing about you fans is that you guys love us so hard and that you guys stand us so hard that you guys are willing to go tooth and nail and fight for us, which she loves it and she adores it. But at the same time, a lot of these things you guys pull out of context and it could be misguided, which begs me to think. Yeah, honestly, like it must suck for them, just because a lot of the times you guys try to create almost like a Nikki and Cardi like beef with these people, where you guys love and ride for them so hard that you guys create drama that's not even there off of little things. And I understand that you guys love your faves, and that's perfectly fine, but it's just it's a bit much because it could unintentionally cause drama when there really isn't. And also at the same time, you guys don't know these people or their lives or what they're going through. Like, I'd be pretty upset too if someone kicked me in the freaking orbital bone. You know what I mean? But it's not worth like a lifelong rivalry, but you guys don't even know if they did or didn't. Like, you guys just kind of took that and ran with it off of context. And it's just, why? Like, I don't know. I have more things to do than the average person, I guess, throughout my day. I don't sit there and try to make connections that this person must hate this person or whatnot. I personally feel like people need to find things to do with themselves rather than just culminate beefs that aren't there. Like, maybe it was cute during the pandemic because we were all locked inside and bored, but it's very weird right now. Very, very weird in 2023 for you guys to be putting grown-ass women against one another that you don't even know. And that she has to go out of her way to explain in 2 paragraphs that, no, we actually are good. You guys are just crazy. But what do you think about this, Jordan?
So, precursor, I was on my phone because I had to go through my notes because I wanted to make sure that I stayed on topic, which is the reason I was scrolling so intensely. But here I think I'm going to start off by saying this. I think that when it comes to life and business and relationships, we have to constantly consider the fact that we don't know everything. And it's very, very easy to look at a situation, to assume the worst out of it, and then to kind of come to our own conclusions without really any truth, just kind of like what we feel based off of what we think we saw. And because of that, I think that that's the reason why we've arrived to this particular point and juncture in this beef. And we also have to kind of understand that there are certain things that are unique to every industry that we're not going to understand because it's not what we do. Like, Undertaker and Randy Orton have a great relationship. There was a point in time where Randy busted Taker open. This is like '05. And Taker was like, "Oh, I'm going to get you back." Taker busted him open. They're friends. They're great. They're cordial. They have an immense amount of respect for each other, an immense amount of admiration for each other. But in the wrestling business, it's very, very common for cats to get their lick back and it not be a personal thing, right? And now, if we're talking about like in real life, if we go tit for tat, now that's a beef, right? But in wrestling, it's just business as usual, and it's specific to this industry, right? It's specific to this industry, but because we don't know it the way we think we do, we make assumptions that it's something that it's not. And I feel like that's the case in the Zelina and Mercedes thing. I also kind of believe that people kind of want Zelina and Mercedes to have some form of beef because that can lead to some form of match, which I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see a Sasha Banks versus
Oh, that'd be
Zelina Vega
messy.
match.
The promo
I
work would be so messy.
The promo work would be phenomenal. And but I think that you have to understand that these women are professionals, right? And they don't need to have any personal beef or dispute in order to put on a great story. They just have
Yeah.
to be fully in their element and in their character. And yeah, I just think that, Zelina was right on the money. Like, hey, we don't have beef. We be joking about this and da 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 da. But I think that we as wrestling fans just kind of need to pull away from this and just understand that not everything is what it seems, and that we can't approach everything as if we know everything because we really, really don't. And we also just kind of have to come to an understanding that there's people that just don't have beef, that we may think they have beef, but it's not beef, and we have to take these guys' word for it. But that was really just all that I had to make sure I got that out because I be losing my train of thought and all the good stuff. But
No,
we
I
want to know how
agree.
you guys feel about this whole Mercedes Zelina thing. Let us know in the comments below. But